So we'd put something on our Instagram story about a question you could maybe ask us, something that you were struggling with. So some people get back to us, thank you very much for that, because hopefully it's gave us a video that you can enjoy, and hopefully it can maybe help you and help others who are maybe struggling with the same situation. So let's get straight into it. This is one that I get quite a lot, and it is people asking me or messaging me what watch it is I use. I use the Garmin Fenix 5. I would highly recommend it. I do mainly kind of running and cycling at the moment. They're mainly my goals and what I'm pushing towards. And it connects brilliant with my Garmin heart rate monitor, so it's really good if you're kind of working on heart rate training, if you want to be in specific zones, or you're planning a training plan, or sticking to a training plan rather, and you want to make sure that you're working in that zone. I would highly recommend them. It's really good for hiking as well. You can put in your routes that you're going to go, your coordinations and so on. It can always help you if you're doing any hill walking or any Monroes and you want to make sure you don't get lost. So I would highly recommend it. So that's the Garmin Fenix 5, and I pair it up with my heart rate monitor. Question 2. What equipment would you recommend for home workouts? This was actually something we posted quite a while back about several things. Obviously during this pandemic, lockdowns, gyms are closed. You might be struggling to get a workout in, so people were kind of running to try and get gym equipment and dig out the old dumbbells that were maybe in a cupboard somewhere that you hadn't used for a while. So here's probably a few things off the top of my head. I'll try to think back to that post that we did as well. I'd probably say a pair of sliders is good. Some of them are really good, the Camptech ones, because you can use them on hard flooring but also in carpet as well. Resistance bands you can't go wrong with, always good for rear delt work, always good for some glute work. A dumbbell, but that's only if you can get your hands on it. I've seen that a lot of places now are kind of upping their prices because they know that a lot of people are going to want it. I think there's like some ridiculous prices on Amazon, so if you know somewhere that's a wee bit cheaper, by all means go for it. You wouldn't go wrong with a kettlebell either, if you possibly could. And a yoga mat for doing general core work, press ups, anything. It's always good to have a yoga mat, especially for your knees if you're doing any kind of circuit work. Can just save you kind of banging your knees off the floor every single time. Okay, moving on to our next one. How can I get motivation to work out at home? This is one that we've kind of spoke about a lot, especially on some of the podcasts that I've done recently. People may be struggling for motivation. A lot of people maybe go to the gym and that's where they find the motivation. People are around about them, there's a good buzz, there's a good feel about the place. And that can give you the motivation. So trying to motivate yourself in the house when the TV's there, when Netflix is there, it can be a hell of a lot easier just to sit on the couch and no bother doing a workout or find something else to do. The one that I've noticed from a lot of people, and I find it works for me, is writing things down. Writing down what you want to do that day and what you want to achieve, and just scoring it off as you go along always helps me, because it feels like a kind of short accomplishment every single time that I've ticked that box off and that I've completed it more than anything else. So that's one thing that I've not struggled with, but finding that where you just kind of switch off, and I'm maybe checking in, we're maybe doing our classes, that I just kind of tick that box, I feel good, I've got on to the next one, let's try and beat it, and it kind of starts that wee kind of motivation of keeping going, let's get the next one done, right, let's get a workout in, because we all know that how big exercise is for us. It can play an important role in your mental health, feeling good about yourself, motivation. So yeah, long answer to that, I would write them down. Get your days wrote down, some non-negotiables that you want to do every single day, and try and stick to it as best as you possibly can. Okay, next ones, I'm trying to find them through. Best ways to stay motivated, similar question, we've done it as well. Will you continue to do Zoom classes after this is all over? Definitely, we've actually started to see that there's a huge demand on it, and people are messaging me and saying, do you know what, really enjoying them. I maybe don't have the confidence to go to the gym because they feel a wee bit kind of intimidated. The gym's kind of an intimidating place if you're going in and you're maybe unfit or you're not feeling good about yourself. Doing it in the comfort of your own home can always be good, but having someone like a coach or going to a class or knowing that you kind of need to log on or you've paid for something gives you that motivation to go and also stay accountable, because you know, if I don't see you at the Zoom classes for maybe a wee while, I'm emailing you saying where are you, why have you not been there, what are you struggling with, is there anything I can do to help you? So yeah, I definitely think there's an avenue there for it for some people, but all depends on whether the demand's still there after all this is over. Best diet in your opinion? This is entirely up to the person. There is no right or wrong diet, so to speak. It's the one that suits for you best. We're all individuals. What works for one person doesn't necessarily work for the other. Is there easier ways to skin a cat? 110%. There is easier ways to do it, but what works for one doesn't always work for the other. You need to find what works for you, what you enjoy, and something that you can see yourself doing for a longer period of time and being able to sustain it. What you usually find is with these short-term diets, quick fixes and so on, they usually don't last very long. They come in and they go, people don't really stick to them, and they usually always end up back to where they were. So find a diet that suits you and suits your lifestyle, but is also going to help you reach your goals, keeping you fitter, healthier, and obviously stronger. Okay, do you see people going back to the gym straight after lockdown? This was something I was actually reading, and it was saying about, do you think people will go straight back? Because the gym is obviously a place where people are sweating over machines, and it's just a place where people maybe feel that very crowded, do they want to stay away from people and so on. I don't know. I will certainly be getting back. I'm desperate to get back to it. But it's one of the things. It all depends on the individual, where they go back straight away or they wait a wee bit longer until something like a vaccine comes out where you can maybe be a wee bit more immune to it. Did you watch the documentary on vegans on Netflix? I think this was the Game Changers. I watched a little bit of it, and I turned it off, mainly when they got to the part where they were saying that a peanut butter sandwich had more protein than a breast of chicken. It was something ridiculous like that. I turned it off because I knew straight away that the facts weren't true. Geez, if you go to MyFitnessPal and put a breast of chicken and put a peanut butter sandwich, chances are you'll learn very quickly that the stats weren't right in that. So I didn't watch all it, unfortunately. Are you demented watching us do exercise routines on Zoom? Definitely not. I'm thoroughly enjoying having everybody on board, and it's good to see people that I maybe haven't seen for a long time. Obviously we were on holiday just before this all kicked off, so I hadn't seen a lot of clients for a long time, but it's good to see them in their own house still training hard. And the funny part about it is we always if you're like me and you're a dog fan, and people always tell you during kind of training sessions about their dog, or you'll get into kind of general chit chat. So it's good to kind of get introduced to their dogs over Zoom every time we're getting on. So no, I'm definitely not demented, and it's good to see that a lot of people are enjoying it, and it's helping them to get through this and stay fit and stay active. Okay, that basically looks like all the questions that people had put onto Zoom. I'd like to say a huge thank you to everyone who's wrote a question. Hopefully that's helped you, and hopefully it can maybe benefit others who are struggling or on the same boat. Thank you and take care.